You're not lazy. You're not undisciplined. And you're definitely not broken. But if you keep procrastinating, starting things late, avoiding what actually matters, then something is controlling your behavior. And it's not what you think. Because procrastination is not about time. It's not about motivation. It's about how your brain is wired to avoid discomfort. Think about it. You can scroll for hours, watch videos, check your phone again and again, but the moment you sit down to do something important, your brain suddenly feels tired, distracted, resistant. That's not random. That's a pattern. And once you understand this pattern, you can break it. In this video, I'll show you how to kill procrastination at the root using neuroscience and a simple system that actually works. Here's the truth most people never realize. Your brain is not designed to help you succeed. It's designed to keep you safe. And to your brain, uncertain, difficult, or overwhelming tasks feel like a threat. Not a physical threat, but a mental one. When something is unclear, too big, or emotionally uncomfortable, your brain activates avoidance. Not because you're weak, but because it's trying to protect you. At the same time, your brain is constantly chasing dopamine. Dopamine is not pleasure, it's anticipation. It pushes you toward things that feel easy and rewarding, like your phone, social media, or quick entertainment. So now you have a conflict. Important work equals discomfort. Scrolling equals instant reward. And your brain chooses the easier option every single time. Unless you change the system. So here's the shift that changes everything. Procrastination is not a time problem. It's not a discipline problem. It's a system problem. Most people try to fix procrastination by pushing harder. They tell themselves, I need to focus more, I need more motivation, I just need to try harder. But that never works for long, because willpower is unreliable. Some days you have it, most days you don't. And if your entire productivity depends on willpower, you will always fall back into procrastination. Instead, you need a system that works even when you don't feel like it. A system that removes friction, reduces resistance, and makes starting automatic. Because once you start, everything changes. Let's start with the first system. Reduce friction. Because the hardest part of any task is not doing it, it's starting. Your brain doesn't resist work, it resists the start of work. So if starting feels difficult, you will avoid it. The solution? Make starting so easy that your brain can't say no. Don't say, I'm going to write for an hour. That's too big. Instead, say, I'm going to open the document. That's it. No pressure, no expectations, just one small action. Because action creates momentum, and momentum kills resistance. You don't need to finish the task, you just need to begin. The second system is simple. Kill ambiguity. Your brain hates unclear tasks. When something feels vague, your brain doesn't know where to start. And when it doesn't know where to start, it delays. Not because it's lazy, but because it's confused. Most people say, I need to work on my project. But what does that even mean? That's not a task, that's a category. Your brain can't act on that. Instead, define the next step so clearly that it feels almost obvious. Not work on the project, but write 3 bullet points. Not go to the gym, but put on gym shoes. Clarity removes resistance, and when there's no resistance, there's no reason to procrastinate.
Now, here's where most people sabotage themselves without realizing it. Dopamine. If you start your day with scrolling, checking notifications, watching short videos, you flood your brain with easy rewards. And your brain adapts. It raises the baseline. So when you switch to real work, it feels slow, boring, and painful. Not because the work is bad, but because your brain is overstimulated. You've trained it to expect constant novelty. So focus feels harder. This is why your morning matters. If you protect the first hour of your day, no phone, no scrolling, no cheap dopamine, you protect your ability to focus. Win the morning, and the rest becomes easier.
Now, let's remove the final barrier, starting resistance. Use the 5-minute rule. Tell yourself, I'll do this for just 5 minutes. That's it. No pressure to finish, no big commitment. Just 5 minutes. Because your brain resists big tasks, but it accepts small ones. And here's what happens. Once you start, you build momentum. And once you have momentum, continuing feels natural. Most of the time, you won't stop at 5 minutes, but even if you do, you've already won because you showed up. And consistency beats intensity every time.
Now combine everything. Reduce friction, kill ambiguity, control dopamine, start small. This is your system. Not motivation, not discipline, a system. Because systems don't rely on how you feel. They work on bad days, on low energy days, on days when you don't feel like doing anything. And that's the difference. Motivation is temporary. Systems are repeatable. When you build the right system, procrastination has no place to exist.
But there's one more layer, identity. If you see yourself as someone who procrastinates, you will keep doing it because your actions always match your identity. So stop saying, I'm a procrastinator. Instead, say, I'm someone who starts, even when it's messy, even when it's imperfect, even when I don't feel ready. Because action creates identity, not the other way around. You don't become productive and then act. You act and then become that person.
So if you want to kill procrastination at the root, stop trying to force yourself. Stop waiting for motivation and stop blaming yourself. Instead, fix the system. Make starting easy. Make tasks clear. Protect your focus and take the first small step. Because you don't need more discipline, you need fewer barriers. And once those barriers are gone, you don't fight procrastination anymore. It simply disappears.
You're closer than you think. Just begin.